Alright everyone, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're all feeling okay. Staying safe, I hope. Staying indoors, washing your hands and all that fun stuff. Thanks China for giving us a billion new things to worry about, like in terms of precautionary measures. But nonetheless, I hope you're all feeling fine. I'm feeling fine myself. Don't mind that chair squeak if you heard that. So, before we get started with the first game of tonight, I want to talk about something that just popped up yesterday, because it's something that I'm sure a lot of people are going to ask me about. And I say a lot of people, but really just MSP and maybe like one other person. But if you guys know me, you know I love Paper Mario. And they just announced a brand new Paper Mario game yesterday, and it's coming out in like 2 months. So before we play the first game of the night, I just want to get this out of the way. I want to talk about my thoughts real quick. This will probably be a separate VOD on my YouTube channel if you want to see it later. So inevitably, like I think MSP is not here right now. He'll probably ask me about the Paper Mario game later, and I'll just tell him to watch the VOD. So yeah. Right, okay then, so let me just bring up the trailer. We're gonna like look at the trailer real quick for people who may have not seen it or just want a reminder. And since this is on my media player, I can like pause it, rewind it, look at it. Basically, dig deep into the trailer. We're not gonna go game explain deep. We're not gonna do that, but we're gonna have a little look at it, analyze it, and see what's there, what's not, what are my thoughts, and if I'm looking forward to this. So let me just bring it up real quick. By the way, that's why it's saying not, like, the bottom corner of the screen doesn't say I'm playing a game, because I'm technically not playing a game just yet, but I will be momentarily. Where is the video thing? Here it is. So yeah, a new Paper Mario game got announced out of nowhere yesterday, like about, I'm tempted to say about 18 hours ago, maybe a little bit more than that, I forgot, but it was like early in the day, fairly, well, midday for me, but like probably early morning for you guys when they just like posted the trailer randomly on their YouTube channel, Nintendo. I'm not going to talk too much over it, I guess, but I will go over some of my points as we go by. First of all, I love the tone that they open up with on this. How good to see you. Will you crease yourself and be reborn like me? Wrong answer. Right answer. It matters not. Your replies are all paper thin. I see what you did there. I mean, technically you're paper thin as well. You're just like three-dimensional hollow paper thin. So yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck is going on, but I love the tone that they're going with this one. Seems like they're definitely going for a more serious like story, like something with higher stakes this time around, and not like relatively cartoony happy-go-lucky like the previous two games. Like even Bowser got fucked up. I remember that, seeing that yesterday. So yeah, I've only watched the trailer once so far. Well, I watched it twice. Once during Arlo's reaction and once myself, but yeah. But yeah, it seems like Bowser's for the ride. I'll talk about this a little bit more after we've watched this, but yeah, there's a lot to go over, a lot to unpack. There's a lot of cool stuff here as well. I'm liking what I'm seeing. This will be the most interesting part to talk about, the battle system. Like, I've got a separate clip that shows you the battle system in slightly more detail, but yeah, we'll talk about that. Also, I don't know what the fuck that is. And it's coming out in 2 months, so we don't actually have that long to wait. Like, this was a big surprise. I was not expecting this game to come out so soon, let alone a new Paper Mario game actually be coming out this year. Also, they have a little bit of a Metroid reference, I guess. I actually see something in the background I never noticed before. Like, over to the far left, what is that? Right, okay then, so there's the trailer. Let me go over it real quick, just to, like, tell you my points. But let me read the chat real quick. Seems the team behind the games... Oh, wait a minute, did I miss a message before that? Yes, I did. In regards to the new Paper Mario game, I do miss the N64/GBC Paper Mario... Wait, GBC? Game Boy Color? You mean GameCube? Mario RPGs, some Sorry, I'm really bad at reading right now. For the wonderful characters that were often spins on common Mario enemies and Toads. Yeah, that was one of the things that made those old games memorable. It seems that the team behind the games have shifted in recent games, starting with Sticker Star, and then they shifted focus to the humour and playing with the Paper Mario presentation of the games. Yeah, I will like get into my thoughts on that relative to this game, but yeah, that's like something that a lot of people didn't like. I don't think that really makes sense that the game is bad, but most of the Paper Mario fans, because it feels more like to me that the focus has shifted based on what the devs want to do. Taking a wait-and-see approach. Yeah. But here's the thing. Oh, big fucking spoiler alert, I love Paper Mario. Like, I haven't actually streamed the N64 game. I might do that someday. I mean, I've got an EverDrive now, so I could play it through that. But I have streamed the other two, like, classic games, Super Paper Mario. I did that, like, 2 years ago, and The Thousand Year Door, which I did, like, 3 years ago, I think. So I'm a big Paper Mario fan, always have been, always will. But god damn it, Sticker Star, why did you break my heart the way you did? I really fucking wanted to like that game. I couldn't get into it. I bought that game second hand for like fucking $30 and I still felt ripped off by it. But yeah, it's just like, it was a big like tonal shift from everything that came before it. It's not god awful, but it's not what people were expecting. I think that's like the biggest problem. It's like it goes almost as far away from the Paper Mario formula as it could be, while retaining the Paper Mario identity in the sense of like the branding and the character and stuff. But yes, it was not like, I don't mind the big like shift in gameplay or whatever, as long as it still has the soul of the game. Because Super Paper Mario is a drastically different game from the first two, gameplay-wise. But in terms of the characters, the story, the development, basically the heart and soul of the game was still intact, for the most part, in Super Paper Mario. I think I talked about that when I streamed that game, actually. Why I still consider that a classic Paper Mario experience. But yeah, Sticker Star kind of took all that and threw it out the window for me. Color Splash... Oh, my chair's getting squeaky. I'm going to have to use WD-40 on that later. That's fun. Color Splash was an improvement. It was better, but it was still not exactly what I was looking for. The writing was better, the visuals were drop dead gorgeous, but the gameplay style and the gameplay loop was kind of missing the point of Paper Mario, I feel like. The biggest problem was that the battles, like the common battles, were a waste of time. There was no character growth or experience, so it was just essentially useless to fight enemies. It was basically fluff in the worst possible way. But yeah, that aside, let's quickly talk about the trailer, because I wanted to like go over this. I've got my mouse cursor here so you can like, if I need to point something I can. So again, I love the tone they're going for here. Like, Sticker Star and Color Splash were going for a more cartoony, like, I don't know, like, I mean, they've always been cartoony, but they were going for a more, like, light-hearted approach to the story. This one feels like it's got a more serious tone to it, like a more somber tone. And I imagine this is like the first 20-30 minutes of the game where Mario comes to Peach's castle and he realizes something's up, and then this happens, so... Also, something kind of cool here, nice little... Let me just get to the exact spot. Nice little detail here, like, you know how in video games the default answer is yes, but if you press the B button, it goes down to no. I like that they added a little graphic there to say, oh, by the way, if you don't want to press down in A, just press the B button to say no. Of course, during this part, it probably doesn't matter what you say, like she says. So I'm assuming this is the titular Origami King, like the villain of this game. Which is, like, for some reason, this reminds me of Rosalina. It's like the fucking hairdo thing, but it's not a female character, it's a male character. But it's like the purple clothes and like the draped hair, the blonde hair, that reminds me of Rosalina a little bit. So yeah, shit's going down. Also, we don't get to see what happens, but something happens to Bowser. I guess he's trying to kidnap Peach at the same time, and then the Origami King fucks him up. So it looks like Mario and Bowser have to work together and join forces, and I would assume eventually Bowser gets unfolded and becomes like a party member, possibly. Like, it seems like there might be party members in this game. It's kind of hard to tell with the limited footage, but so yeah, here's like standard field stuff. You've got 50 HP there as you do. And this will be your buddy thing that like lets you do origami stuff, I guess. So I'm not sure if this is like a party member that like joins, but yeah, it could be party members. It's really hard to tell at the moment. And there's your like, you've got origami powers. Oh god, Bowser Jr. So this part is interesting. Again, I'm going to try to go over this as quickly as possible, but I will talk about my thoughts on certain parts of the trailer. This part is like a much open area, which is kind of cool. Like, it's not going to be open world, but it will have probably some open areas for exploration's sake. Also, you can see that tower in the background. There's like a big toad shape. Long toad is long. And then you can use your powers to like stretch and pull shit. I'm assuming this part here is like a warp zone thing that takes you to the different parts of the game, maybe? Like, the different continents or whatever you go to. I'll talk a bit more about this battle system because I've got like a separate clip that shows you how it works exactly, but it's a weird idea, but it might be better than the previous combat system. This is the thing that interests me the most about this trailer, like this part here, because this is like another open area, but you're like on a little boat going around the sea. So this might be how you like traverse to the different like continents or the different islands of the game. Basically a globe-trotting adventure, basically, so I kind of like that. I hope it's good. Like, there's a question mark island there and a whole bunch of like glaciers in the background. And there's Bowser tagging along. Some ninja from Mario 2. Is that like an origami Koopa? Again, I love the tone they're going for with this. It's so fucking good compared to the previous ones. So yeah, there was one thing I was going to point out. What was it? It was something about... I think I already brought it up, like Bowser tagging along and shit. Yeah, sorry, my brain is like scattered at the moment. But let me bring up the second clip, because this is where it shows you the battle system a little bit better. It's a very short clip, but it illustrates how this works, essentially. And then we'll get to Super Mash. I'm really bad at like doing this stuff. So the battle system is basically there's a whole bunch of enemies that are on this big circular grid. And the idea is you need to line up as many enemies as possible so that Mario can attack them on a straight line. So yeah, you move them there. And then once you're ready, you can attack a line. So there's no cards, there's no stickers, there's none of that fucking bullshit. It's just Mario jump and hit things, or I guess Mario swing his hammer and hit things. But I like this concept of the circular grids. By the way, that's the whole clip, by the way. Like, there's a little bit after that, but it's pretty much just that. But I kind of like this combat system here, because I feel like this could open up for a much greater sense of, like, strategy. Especially when you get to boss battles and you've got, like, smaller enemies to deal with while you're fighting the boss. I think this could be a really good combat system. But yeah, as long as we don't have that bullshit with the, you know, just the cards and the stickers and the things that were in the previous two games that didn't make the combat that good. And I hope that you actually have meaning to fight besides getting coins, because in the older games, like in Color Splash, there was no character growth or experience, so there was literally no point to fighting anything except for fighting bosses. Like, you could just play the entire game and avoid all the common enemies and you would be fine. If you get experiences and level up and stuff, and you get like new abilities as you progress, that would be good. That's something that I think Paper Mario should be having. And I don't know why Color Splash and Sticker Star omitted that. We can't really tell from here, though. It doesn't really show you any experience on this clip, just because it only shows you the combat system and not the results, but yeah, that's pretty much it. But I'm cautiously optimistic. I think it looks like the developers are trying to address the issues of the first two games. It's not exactly what I wanted. I think there's a few things that they could have maybe changed here and there. Like, they're still continuing with like the color splash visuals, but to be honest, I like them. I mean, I like the old style as well, but I do like the modern like visuals, like the paper aesthetics, I guess you could say, are pretty good. So I don't necessarily oppose that. But the overall like feeling, the visual feeling, or the style, or whatever you want to call it, is still the same for the most part. But the underlying game, I think, is going to be better than Color Splash. I'm actually taking a chance on this game. I pre-ordered it today, so I'm going to be picking that up. Or rather, I'm going to have it delivered to me on July. So come a couple months, I will get that. I will stream it. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Please let it be good. Please let it be good. And yeah, again, cautiously optimistic, but I will be getting that game. And fingers crossed, it's a pretty serviceable game. I'm not expecting it to be better than the 1,000 Year Door, not by a long stretch, but if it's better than the first two games by a good margin, then I guess I'm happy. So, yeah. I mean, it's something to play during the fucking coronavirus pandemic, so I guess there's that.